What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and this is Gainer's Paradise. In today's episode, we're talking about everything glutamine. That's right, the most abundant amino acid in the body, the most abundant amino acid in your muscles, and one of the most important things you can take for your digestion, your immune system, and your overall health and vitality. Why? Well, we'll get into that in a second, but first, I like to know where things came from. When I look at training programs, when I look at champion bodybuilders, a lot of the current expression of these things is from their experience of learning things over time, from their own giants that they stood on the shoulders of. For example, Dorian learned from Mike Mentzer. Mike Mentzer learned from Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones learned from the old schoolers like Perry Rader and a few other guys. But that being said, how did glutamine get here? Meaning, how is it widely available, extremely affordable, and in our bodybuilding experience as we know it? So I'm sure you can imagine glutamine has been around a long time. Some would not imagine that it's been around this long. Since 1883, two German scientists isolated glutamine from the juice of sugar beets. But glutamine initially found its home in many places that would be more in line with victims of burns, stomach ulcers, even muscle wasting diseases like AIDS and other things that would be similar in that realm. But it wasn't until the late 80s or early 90s that it really entered into the bodybuilding community in a significant way.
Life finds a way.
That we're all familiar with today. So in fact, an anesthesiologist is the one that introduced it to the bodybuilding world, mostly because he was working on a drink formula to help with patients in the hospitals he was working at with catabolic challenges. So he comes out with this drink called metamycin. If you've been around a while, you might know what that drink is. If you're a little bit newer to the planet, meaning you're younger, or you're just newer to bodybuilding in general, that comes from Dr. Scott Connolly, who was the founder and creator of the Metrex brand. Now it's been sold off many times. It's owned by MBTY. That's a whole nother video, but needless to say, he comes out with this product. Glutamine is one of the main ingredients in that drink. At the time, it was revolutionary. Now it's so commonplace that we have RTDs and design nutrition through all these different formulations and companies. But back then, it set the standard, and it brought a whole new understanding of what the power of nutrition and these specific supplements could do for bodybuilders, athletes in general, sports performance, recovery, you name it. And it was touted as one of the better supplements. That came out around the same time creatine did in the popularity aspect of it, and then also HMB, which will be another video as well. But knowing the background, knowing all that, here we are today. We have glutamine. It's available. It's affordable. Should we use it? Is it beneficial for bodybuilders, or are there other reasons we should use it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the main reasons that you might think about adding glutamine into your nutritional and supplementation program, along with the other four, the fundamental five, like I always talk about: the training, the nutrition, the recovery, the mindset, and then, of course, the natural supplementation, which is where we're categorizing the glutamine discussion today. So, what do we know about glutamine for sure? Glutamine is the most abundant amino acid in the body. It's the most abundant amino acid in your muscle cells. More is better? Possibly. But more is definitely better for your gut lining, as it does help with those tight junctions and the barrier of the intestinal epithelium to be much stronger, robust, and it has these little projections in the small intestine called the microvilli, if you guys remember from biology class. And those are the finger-like projections that line the small intestine, that literally, I think about, they're grabbing onto all of the micronutrients that are passing through after it goes through a process of digestion. Now it's available to be absorbed, but if you don't have the healthy gut to do it, not only will you not assimilate what you're trying to consume, but you'll end up having quite a time maintaining general health, because the gut lining is faulty, and leaky gut syndrome starts to happen, or IBS, or celiacs, or issues with gluten, things like that. A lot of that stems from just a poor gut lining. And glutamine is going to help not only make those microvilli grow in terms of their robustness from the intestinal lining itself, but also in the strength of that. So it does help with creating that solid barrier that keeps all the bad stuff out and gives a better chance for the good stuff to get assimilated and absorbed. Let's talk about the second reason that you should be taking glutamine, which is now over the last handful of decades, we have come to learn that majority of your immune system lives in your gut. In fact, it is highly influenced by the condition of your gut lining, the microbiome that exists within that gut, and then how that all functions together with the foods that you're eating, the supplements that you're taking, and then, of course, our day-to-day stresses that we all continue to work through. But without a proper gut, we don't have a proper immune system. Glutamine literally is fuel for the immune system. It's essential for lymphocyte proliferation and cytokine production, macrophage activities, along with some neutrophil bacterial killing. Glutamine feeds that process of the immune system, so it literally has a direct effect on the vitality and health of your immune system. And what else do we know about glutamine? We know that if you're under stress, be it mental or physical, i.e. high intensity training, beating yourself up in the gym every day, day in and day out for weeks, months, and years, you will deplete your own stores of glutamine. As glutamine is a conditional amino, it's not essential, meaning your body can make it, but it's conditional to the stress that you're under. So if there's a need for more glutamine, your body will make it to a point, and then it starts to fail because you can only make so much. But with adding in a supplemental glutamine, you're able to fill in the gaps that your body can't support, and then also you get the added benefit from those higher doses. And then additionally, we also know that glutamine is great for maintaining muscle mass. Is it a great builder of muscle? The answer is, the science shows no. Glutamine is not directly a significant builder of muscle if you supplement with it. What it is it works in conjunction with many different processes that lead to more muscle. So let's put the puzzle together. If you look at all the points we went over, and there's many more that we can go over, but you can see how that would lead to a lot more lean mass, better digestion, better assimilation of nutrients, better immune system, increase in growth hormone, increase in antioxidant activity. Something we didn't cover that I can cover briefly, which is glutamine crosses the blood-brain barrier. So it's phenomenal for brain fog and maximizing cognitive performance, which then leads to a better CNS, which then leads to probably more performance in the gym, better connection with your muscles. So you can see point after point after point in conjunction with the other 4 of the fundamental 5: training, nutrition, recovery, and mindset. The natural supplementation is where we put glutamine, and you can see how it works with everything else that works. But one of the more overlooked supplements, because it's not flashy, it's not fancy, and it doesn't necessarily change your life overnight. The longer you take it, the better it works. Again, we want to make sure that we use it for what we know that it's good for, and then also we're going to get the added benefit with the other combination of good nutrition and supplementation that we have already implemented in our programs. Do the best to stack the deck in your favor to maintain your immune system, your health, your vitality, your gut health, your microbiome, and then also that leads to the other benefits that we covered in this video. So with that, real quick side note before we end the video, glutamine does help leucine work better, and we know leucine is the major player in building more muscle faster. So leucine, glutamine, marry the two, and then you'll have some beautiful new muscle cell babies. Anyway, we're going to call it there, guys. Thanks for jumping on another episode. But if you guys liked the video and you wouldn't mind, hit that like button. It really does help out the growth of the channel, my ability to do this more often, get out more quality content, and help us all become the action figures we desire to be. Anyway, until next time, keep training, keep gaining, and I will see you on the next episode.